إنا أنزلناه قرآنا عربيا لعلكم تعقلون.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to this video, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying yourself. My name is Liaqat Zaman and we're doing words of the Quran. So in the words of the Quran, if you guys enjoy this series, please give me a like, spread it with your friends and family. And without any ado, let's start with this then. So the words we're going to be looking at today are Jim and Noon words. Words that begin with Jim and Noon. Okay, so I want you to think about, what do these words actually mean? What kind of feelings do we get? So 6 words over here we're going to look at. So imagine this guy, Janaba. The sides of a guy, a body or a woman's body, is called the jamb, right? The jamb, the sides, the flanks, or I don't know, what do you call it? So those parts, those ribs, the sides, you call them the jamb of a person in the Arabic language, you would say. Another usage of this word is the 2 sides of a valley. So when you have 2 sides of a valley, those 2 sides are actually known as the jamb of the valley, the jamb, janib al-wadi, and this comes in the story of Musa alayhi salam as well. He climbs up the side of the mountain. Allah says janib at-tur, the sides of the mountain. So as you can see in this image as well, illustrated there. So 33 times in the Quran it appears. Usually kind of comes with the meaning of jamb or janib or junub. So like here, yakhsif bikum janib al-bar, that he swallows the earth with you. Yeah, the sides of the earth get swallowed up, sucked up, or the sides of a mountain, like a avalanche or something. Okay, so you have janibihi, na'a bi janibihi, he moved away on his side. In other words, he didn't want to listen to Allah's words and he turned away and he went away. Na'a bi janib, the side. Okay, so the word janib is used over here. Again, janib is used in many places in the Quran. Janib at-tur, like we said about Musa alayhi salam's story, when Allah mentions about the janib at-tur. Junub, they remember Allah qiyaman wa qu'udan wa ala junubihim, and on their sides, lying down as well. They remember Allah and contemplate over the creation of the skies and the earth. So the jamb, the side of the body, like we said, is being used time and time again. Again, here an interesting one is junub, which is the state of major ritual impurity. After a person's had intimacy and has that need to take a bath, you call this junub state, because they are pushed themselves away. They are on the side of purity. So they're not on purity, they're like on the side. Yeah, they move onto the side. So fattaharu, Allah says, when you are junub, clean yourselves. Ibrahim alayhi salam wa junubani, Allah, push me and my family away from worshipping idols, keep us protected. And there's many other words you guys can check out. What meaning do we get from this? The meaning of side, because it's on the side. You get the meaning of strength as well, strong, because you have this kind of feeling that the side can exist, the sides of the valley can exist on their own, so they've got strength to be able to do that. You also get the meaning of non-visibility as well. You can't see it straight away. It's on the side. So if you guys have any other meanings that come to your mind right now, put them in the comments and let's see if we can learn from each other as well. So another meaning that we can possibly get from this is I don't know, something that's away, far away, like because of sides. Anyway, next word is janaha. Janaha is actually used very famously, you guys probably know this, used for wings of a bird. So the wings of a bird are known as the janah of the bird, the wings of the bird. And a bird has how many wings? 2 wings, right? Not 4. So the bird over here, what kind of bird is this? Anyone know what kind of bird this is? Falcon, eagle? So the wings of that bird spread out because it kind of moves away from the body, the sides. They call them the janah, right? The sides. The shaft of a spear, it has a spear head on the top. This spear head has 2 sides to it. The 2 sides are actually known as the janah of the spearhead, the edges of the spearhead. So here's an image of some old classical spearheads, and you can see the 2 edges on it. Let me see if we can get a bit of a clearer picture. Okay, so you got a clear picture here over here. You've got these 2 sides to it as well, right? So the 2 sides of that is what the janah is all about. And images is another good way of clarifying things as well. Right, then my next image here is an image of me drawing ribs. It's supposed to be ribs there, skeleton. Right, looks a bit scary, like Frankenstein. But these are ribs. So these ribs you can see on the sides. The ribs on the sides, as you can see, right, this kind of butterfly sort of shape, was actually known as the wings. Right, they're known as the janah as well. The janah. So you have ribs over here, as you can see. And these ribs protect the lungs, they protect other vital organs as well. I've zoomed in a bit too much as well. So all this area is known as the janah of the. Another usage of this is when a ship, it kind of gets stuck on shallow water, yeah, or on the shore. So over here you can see in this image a big ship's got stuck on the shore. So you call this the janah. It's janahed, right? It's kind of gone away. You can see two small ship, a big tanker there, and they kind of got stuck. They've kind of moved away from the main sea and kind of gone to the side, janah, to the wings, to the side, the edges of the ocean onto the land. So again, the word janah is there. Janaha, moved away from the body towards the sides, towards the peripherals. And so you get this image in your head. Now let's look in the Quran. 34 times it appears in the Quran. Janah, junah mostly. Right, so janah, for example, Allah says, there is no creature on the earth, nor is there any bird in the sky. وَلَا طَائِرٍ يَطِيرُ بِجَنَاحَيْهِ, with its two wings. So wings is used over there. You also have the janah, the junah, janah al-dhul, which means the wings of humility. Allah is saying to the people, with your parents, lower your wings of humility for them, be kind to them. And Allah says to the Prophet ﷺ, وَخْفِرْ جَنَاحَكَ, lower your wings for your believing followers. Yeah, lower your wing, be kind to them. Because with your wings you envelop someone, you wrap yourself in them in you. So okay, junah on the other hand, it means sin. So la junah means there's no sin, because when a person kind of thinks they're moving away from the main sort of part, they think they're sinning. So Allah said to them, look, you're not sinning. If you do this particular action, you're not going to be sinning. La junaha. Right? So, it was to do with the Umrah and Hajj issue. So Allah said, La junaha alayhi at-tawwaf bihima. There's no junah to go between the two mountains, Safa and Marwa. So this word junah appears in the Quran for something not being a sin. Right? And it was assumed in people's minds that this thing was a sin. So Allah says, no, it's not. Right, so what meanings do we get? We get the meanings of sides again, like we've been getting it so far, very consistent. You get also the meaning, put in the comments, what do you guys get? What kind of meanings come to your mind? Right, so you got the meaning of sides. You also got the meaning of move awaying as well. So moving away is something that should come to your mind as well, because like the ribs move away from the sternum, from the middle part of the body. And you get the meaning of strength. The ribs are very strong. The edges of the blade are very strong. Wings are quite strong as well. They can actually hold the bird up in the sky. And so you have this kind of a meaning of sides and edges and strength. Visibility is an issue as well, because they're not really in the main line of vision. They're on the side, peripheral vision, so they're not very clear. Jund, the next word is jund. Jund actually comes for several meanings. We're going to look at two meanings. One of the meanings is a hard piece of land. Land that is so hard, it's like rock, hard as rock. So this land that becomes very hard and rock and solid, you call this a jund land. So for example here, this is actually soft because the guy can actually lift it up. But imagine if the tool you're using was hard, what would happen? So so it breaks, snaps in half. So this fork, they've kind of snapped it, broken it, because they were trying to dig into the hard ground. That's called a jund, right? Land which is a very solid and hard land. Okay, so we've got the meaning of land over here, hard land. What's the other meaning that's used? It's used for army. So an army, in your mind, you imagine an army, you imagine lots of people standing in rows, ready to fight the enemy. So this is actually something which is synonymous with strength as well. Roman armies, their armory, the armor that they're wearing, the weapons that they have, the positions that they hold, all this is indication of strength and solidness, just like the hard land, right? It was kind of a hard land to get to the soft land. So now I want you to think, what's the link between the army and between this hardness, right? So let's actually think about this. Imagine there's a city, and the city needs to be protected, and they have a military. Where do they put the military? They put it on the outside, right? So they put it on the outside, the vulnerable areas. So they put this army there so that no attack from the outside can come into the people. You can't attack them. So being attacked from the outside is being protected by the army, because they're like the solid sort of layer for the city, and they're covering it from all sides. Security, you can imagine. So this is the meaning of jund or junud, you can say. The Quran uses this word time and time again. Let's have a look at in the Quran how this word is used. 29 times this word appears, and it really comes with the meaning of army, jund, junud, right? So fasala Talut bil junud, Talut when he left with his army. You also have about the armies of Fir'aun as well. So Allah says, فَأَتْبَعُهُمْ Fir'aun, Fir'aun followed them up with his army, with his junud. yeah, with his strength, with his might, military. And we all know military strength is always the thing that all countries want to have the best. So all countries really focus a lot on their military, on their strength, because they know if the country is shielded and protected by strong forces, strong power military, you know, the inside is getting protected. أخذناه وجنوده, Allah says, we took him and his army. فنبذناهم في اليم. So army is supposed to be strong, but the weakness of the sea is like contrasting. So Allah brings a nice image over here of the contrasting to Jundum Mughraqun. They were an army that was drowned. Armies being drowned is something which is contrasting. Armies, you never imagine armies to become drowned, and they got drowned. So again, this is also showing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's strength and power and might. By using contrasting words, it creates this visual image in the mind of the reader or the listener when the person listens in. So what meanings do you get from the word junud? One meaning is you get the side, right, on the side. Another meaning you get is strength as well. So you get strong and powerful, mighty armies built up like the layers of the soil, built up one on top of the other to become like rock solid. Visibility, it stops something from becoming visible. You can't really see the strength, maybe you can't really see underneath it what's behind it. So it kind of becomes a barrier to visibility. So okay, so these are some of the words, some of the meanings that we get from this. Let me know what you guys think as well, and what comes in your mind. The next word is Janafa. So Janafa, Jim Nun Fa. So this, imagine again, this is my skeleton, right? Butterfly ribs. And so this person's ribs, the Janaf is actually where that kind of ribs, it sort of like it moves away. Yeah, so it diverges from the sternum. So when it diverges from the sternum, this diverging is actually called Janaf. And it's specifically when the moving away is due to some sort of a deficiency. So when there is a deficiency and something has to move away, it stops, you know, being straight. You call that a Janaf. Yeah, you usually use it for a horse. Yeah, when it moves away and it's got some deficiency in its legs and it can't go straight and it starts to shift towards one side. It's called the Janaf. So like the ribs, if you look at the ribs, it seems to be moving away from one side, going towards the peripheries, going towards the janah, the wings, like that. So this is the word janafa that's being used over here. So imagine this now. So here's an image, a nice, better image. So you can see this part, so the sternum's in the middle, and on the two sides, there's kind of ribs that are kind of pushing themselves away from the sternum. This is known as the janaf, right? A natural sort of like a kind of, it's kind of moving away, shifting away, turning, contouring away from the middle part. And it's a bit more clear over here. You can see that the little ribs are moving away from the middle area, the strong area, but they're still strong on the sides as well. So that's the word janaf. The other meaning of janaf is where a person has a problem in their walking due to a defect in their feet. Right, so they got some defect in their legs on their foot, and because of that they're walking. So this guy's got one leg stretched out, one leg bent, and he can't walk properly. So you can imagine what it's going to look like. So imagine this guy over here. Okay, look at him. This guy is a drunk man. Yeah, you can see how drunk he is. He's trying to hold the fence. He's trying to walk straight. He can't walk straight. His legs are a bit bent. You can see he's going off the straight path. Anyway, in the Quran it appears twice, this word. In one place Allah says, فَمَنِ اضْطُرَّ فِي مَخْمَصَةٍ, whoever is forced in the time of hunger, غَيْرَ مُتَجَانِفٍ لِإِثْمٍ, not pushing himself towards sin, then it's okay for him to eat. Meaning, if he's forced to eat something which is not permissible in a time where, you know, it's a matter of life and death, he's allowed to do it as long as he's not pushing himself towards sin, deliberately trying to get this done, locking himself inside of a pork factory or something, you know, just so that he can eat pork. No, that's not allowed. And the other one is فَمَنْ خَافَ مِنْ مُوسٍ جَنَفًا, whoever fears from the musin, the person who is making a bequest, he's going to die and he's saying that I want all my money to go to this person, and he's only doing that to cause harm in the family or to do some sort of a sin, janaf, to move away from the right way. Allah says that, you know, this is making sort of like kind of like correcting this is no sin. So anyway, so the word janaf is used over here twice in the entire Quran. Mutajanif and janaf, and it has that meaning of pushing away from the center and doing it in such a way that it's not considered to be normal. It just seems a bit unorthodox. It seems a bit unnatural. Like the guy walking, it didn't seem very natural, the guy who was walking. And the ribs, they kind of seem a bit strange how they kind of bend away. So what meanings do we get from this then? So number one meaning is the sides again. Keep getting sides. Right. Number two is you get the meaning of deficient. moving away due to deficiency. The third meaning that we get from this is, I mean, you can put it down in the comments, whatever you guys think. If you guys have come up with some other meaning in your mind, put it down. Moving away as well. So you get this meaning of pushing away to the sides, to the peripheries. Visibility is also an issue over here, because it's like kind of it's changing the visibility. It's like going towards the side, not on the main focus. Anyway, the next word is jinn, jim, nun, nun. Now imagine this, a nice garden, and the garden's covered in all trees and all sides, and beautiful trees, fruit trees, all sorts of trees you have. This is actually called a jannah in Arabic, a garden that is covered in all sides with trees, basically. So you can't see what's inside of it. So if you cannot see what's inside of it, you call that a jannah. For example, like this image here. Now imagine sitting there on those seats and watching my YouTube video. Allahu Akbar. And so all around this garden there are nice beautiful trees, and it's a nice day, and you can imagine sitting there, the peace, the tranquility, the smells, the aromas. Right, so that kind of a place is called a jannah in Arabic, a jannah. May Allah grant us jannah all in paradise. So this jannah over here has the meaning of concealing, hidden, pushed towards side. Another meaning of jim nun nun is the armor that a person wears. So imagine this guy's got his armor on his body, supposed to be armor anyway. So the armor, it actually protects someone from what's below the body, the flesh. So imagine this armor over here. Imagine you went for a battle. You don't want to go, with your t-shirt on. You want to go with some armor. So this armor is going to become your shield between your skin, your flesh, and between the enemy's weapons. So you obviously want a strong piece of armor. So armory, protection, is from the word jim nun nun, junnah. The next one is a woman, a fetus. The fetus of a woman is actually called a jineen, a jineen. So this fetus is actually jim nun nun because you can't see it. It's hidden. It's inside the belly of the woman, inside her womb. So all of this hiddenness is actually called the jim nun nun. Now you're getting an idea of hiddenness in this word now. Okay, so anyway, one of the words you're probably common with is the word jinn. Yeah, you guys know jinn, right? So jinn is also a very common word in the Arabic language, in the Quran as well, and it refers to jinn, right? The creation Allah has made from smokeless fire. So this creation we cannot see. It's hidden. It's obscured by something that we cannot see it. We don't know if something is in our eyes. We don't know if they are, some stealth mode or whatever. 201 times in the Quran this word appears, jim nun nun. 201. Now we're not going to go through 201 times, right? But you guys can go in your own time, take all the time you want. So one of the meanings of the words in the Quran, jinn actually comes for snake. Yeah, like jan, ka'annaha jan walla mudbiran. So the word snake is used because it's a kind of like camouflaged, hidden in the grass, and you can't see it. Majnoon, a person who has mental problems and the illness, you cannot see it. It's in their head, it's in their mind, it's in their head. So this is something which the Arabs would call a majnoon, someone who had an illness in their head, in their mind. Jannah, which we talked about, the paradise, right? So a place, a garden, beautiful garden that is covered with trees on all sides. You also have jannat, which is the plural of jannah, right? Jannatayn, etc. Another meaning is jinnah, min al jinnati wan nas, and this is the plural of jinn, right? The jinn, the creation. So this jinn creation is actually something which is non-visible to people, beyond our range of vision. So Allah calls them the jinn. So what meanings do we get from this word? Get the meaning of hidden, obviously, which is very straightforward. The meaning of side, towards one side, meaning something that's not in the main view. You get the meaning of also protection as well. So protection and strength you get from this, because it, like an armor, it protects, it covers, that the fetus is protected inside the woman's belly. And visibility as well, it's a problem because you cannot see what's behind it. You cannot see the jinn. You can't definitely see. You can't see the jinneen unless you've got some advanced medical equipment that can show you that. The next word here is jannah. So jannah, actually, imagine this is a tree. This tree has fruit on that, and these fruit are actually covered with leaves. So when you look at it, you can't really make out the fruit, but they are there. If you look carefully, you can see the fruit. So this type of covering of the fruit is actually called a jinni, and it has to be fresh fruit. Fresh, juicy, succulent, ripe like this, right? So who wants to eat these? Everyone wants to eat these. Imagine sitting there under that tree, yeah, and watching my YouTube videos. Allahu Akbar. So anyway, so these fruits, you can see how nice and plump they are, and they're hidden behind the leaves, and this cotton as well. Yeah, it's there, and it's kind of like obscured slightly. This is called Jannah, and the guy picking them is known as the Jani as well. Yeah, Man Jana Naran Jana Naran Jana. Famous kind of saying that one of our teachers used to say to us. Comes in the Quran twice. Jannah wa Jannah al Jannatayn dan. Jannah al Jannatain. They will pick, may Allah make of those in Jannah, from the two gardens dan, which are close. And Huzzi ilayki, and Allah says to Maryam alayhi salam that push the tree when she was going through her pains, and Rutab Janiya will fall on you. Fresh fruit will fall on you. Fresh dates are going to fall onto you. Right? Succulent, juicy, because she was pregnant, she was giving birth. Okay, anyway, so what kind of meaning do you get from this? I get the meaning of freshness. I get the meaning of being covered up by leaves or something. You get the meaning of being ready, ripe. What other meaning do you guys get? Put them in the comments, inshallah, for us all to benefit from, inshallah. Another meaning comes to mind is maybe fatness as well, juicy. Okay. Anyway, I hope you guys benefited from this. Jazakumullah khair for watching this video. Thank you very much, guys, for watching this video. And again, thank you to all my patrons as well for all your support. Jazakumullah khair. May Allah reward you. If you guys want to become a patron, then links in the description below. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.